had such a nice, peaceful day so far. I woke up, I went to the gym, just did 30 minutes on the treadmill, nothing too crazy. And then I came home, made some breakfast, took a shower, got dressed for the day. And I'm planning to have a really nice, relaxing day today. I've taken the day off of work to give myself a little bit of a 4-day weekend because this weekend was the 4th of July, so we got work off on Friday. I've just been feeling a little bit burnt out recently, and I think a good way to combat that is to spend time doing things that you love. So this weekend I have been journaling a lot, I have been reading a lot, I have been just honestly thinking a lot, and I've also been doing a little bit of like watercolor painting, which is really fun. And today I am just doing my favorite things. So I just went to Half Price Books, as you saw, and I'm gonna show you everything that I got. It was actually a really successful trip. First, I actually got 2 CDs. I've been trying to do as much physical media as possible this year. I think it's so important to be, I hate the word analog now because I feel like it's become so like trendy, but to be analog in whatever way you can. So I actually got the Game of Thrones soundtrack. I love to write to this music. I just find it motivating and inspirational for my writing. Yeah, I saw it and I thought it would be fun. And then I also got Celtic harp moods. One thing about me is that I love Celtic music. It doesn't have to be bagpipes specifically, but like Celtic music really gets me in a creative mood. These are purely for the vibes that they will give while I'm trying to be creative. Moving on to books, I got Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I've been hearing nothing but good things about this book. I really want to get into Ishiguro's writing. I don't know if I'm saying that right, I hope I am. He's a really well-known author and I think his books would be enjoyable for me. I also got This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I just read the back of this and it sounded really interesting. I'm trying to get into more classics, but maybe not classics that everybody reads, but ones that just sound like they would be interesting to me. My favorite edition of classics are the Oxford World Classics editions, but those are British because it's like the Oxford University Press. They very rarely have them in the US in bookstores. So my second favorite is the Barnes & Noble Classics, and they don't really make them like this anymore, but they have a ton of them at Half Price Books every time I go. So that is where I get all of them. And then just a few days ago, I ended up putting this on my TBR, but this is a biography of Jane Austen. It's called Jane Austen, A Life by Claire Tomalin. I want to learn more about Jane Austen. I'm in the mood to read some Jane Austen, but I think it's important to have background on the author when you're reading a classic. And Jane Austen is a really important author for women and just in general in history, so I'm excited to read this. And then the last one is definitely the biggest book, and that is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is a massive book. Also, somebody drew like a ship on the side, which I actually think is kind of adorable, and there's one on the bottom too. That's kind of fun. But anyways, it was only $8 for this mammoth. I feel like everyone is reading this and I don't want to miss out. I'm curious why this is resonating so much with Gen Z as like the Gen Z classic. I've been seeing some videos about how this seems to be like Gen Z's favorite classic. So anyways, I'm curious. I want to read it for myself one day, and I'm hoping that maybe that'll be sometime soon. Probably not, but a girl can hope. That's my book haul. That's my CD haul from Half Price Books. I'm almost done with my coffee. Our next stop is going to be Barnes & Noble. I want to go look at the journaling section, and I also want to sit in the cafe and do some journaling and reading. I brought my current read with me, which is An Apprenticeship or The Book of Pleasures by Clarice Lispector. That book is so enjoyable. It's a bit confusing. I feel like I'm not fully comprehending what she's trying to communicate, but at the same time, it's still impactful, even though I feel like it's kind of going over my head sometimes. It's very stream of consciousness writing, which is not my typical type of writing that I read, and it is a bit confusing sometimes. I don't love stream of consciousness. Every time I've read it in the past, I just feel a bit confused. I think it's one of the more challenging types of writing to read because you're being put into another person's thought process, which can be a little bit jarring. I am enjoying that book and I'm excited to continue reading it, and we're gonna do that at Barnes & Noble. now at Michael's. This is gonna be my last stop of the day before I go home, and I have to change and get ready to go to my parents' house. It's my sister's birthday today. I'm not looking for anything particular at Michael's, but I am in my journaling journey. I have that in mind while I'm here. I just got this journal like yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, and this is gonna be my new junk journal slash journal spreads slash just general inspiration journal. And I created this spread yesterday for July, and on it I just put things that are kind of inspiring me this month or things that I'm thinking about. This is another spread that I made. This one's still in progress. I'm making an ins and outs list for the month. And then this is something I'm hoping to do with every month spread that I do, which is just like art that I'm feeling inspired by. I put Meeting on the Turret Stairs by Frederick William Burton. This is one of my favorite pieces of art recently, and I've just been thinking about it all the time, so I printed it out, and I kind of just like wrote a little overview of what the story behind the art is, and then here I just kind of wrote a few quick thoughts. But I'm about to sit down and make a new spread. I'm gonna make one, I don't know if I'm gonna do a full spread or just a half page. I want to make one that's like outfit inspiration slash my thrift wish list. I don't know how I'm gonna set it up, but that's what I'm gonna be working on.